of the morning, Sunday morning. Not as early as I'd like. I had meeting Toby, who's fishing at Fensmere, to get him sorted yesterday. Get up here, fill feeders, get stuff sorted. Then I had to get home. Got loads of stuff to do back there, and then this morning I got up pretty early, and I've had programs to write for my clients out in Australia, New Zealand, etc. My athletes. So I've done that this morning. So it's about 10 o'clock now, later than I want. I've got one day to get these posts in. Oh, that's true. I was going to look for some of these trees that I can come here and get some more posts. That'll do. Yeah, there's some here. I'll bring the chainsaw up. I've got to get the far side done, and then because rain's coming, I've already dug out about another 30 or 40 tonne of rock. I'm hoping I can get the bloody the dumper going, and then I can get that rock on the trails and get that put on, just to make sure that it's not going to look like I'm a bloody Gedney here, with the mud. I've got a strimmer up here as well, do some strimming. Quite a lot of fish activity this morning, which is great to see out here on the main lake. This past couple of weeks they've been pretty inactive, and it's not usual for these fish. So seeing them really going as they are, they're bubbling everywhere. It's good. I'm excited. I'm just hoping they've reached the weights that I predicted for them. It's always a gamble, eh? It's farming. It ain't like looking at a cow in a field and saying, oh look, it's got the right amount of fat on it. You can alter its feed to for what you're visually seeing. Obviously in the water, we can ascertain by catching a couple of them, but unless you do a sweep in the net in the summer, which I'm loath to do, you can't gauge their progress. You just hope that they've been converting the right amount of food to that right amount of weight gain, and then I've hit my targets, and I can supply exactly the fish that the people who I've got orders for want. Anyway, look, I can't be wattling on. I've got shitloads to do. I'll catch you later. That's a joyous sound. That's one thing I was worried about. The colder mornings, the old girl don't like starting, but she's gone first turn of the key, which means I can get all that gravel down, all that heavy stuff. So that's a Brucey bonus this morning, I can tell you. Right, that was flat out, but I've steamed into it and got it all sorted, which I'm really stoked about, because that southerly's coming in. Sorry for the noise. I've got it on my microphones and my headphones, but I'll just show you. I've actually done a bit of work on the tracks here. As you can see, I've put some track work in, because this area here was all subsiding and was low. It's not neat, it's not super tidy, but it's I know how it all beds in as I start running machinery and stuff over it, so that'll all work itself out quite soon, but it'll make it a lot better. So here we are, posts are in along this side. I've got the one over in the middle. It's at 22 metres over there, and it's at 18 metres here, a bit shorter the distance. There's actually 10 posts, slightly longer bank, 10 posts along there at 6 metre centres, and then this side's 9. But that's okay, because on this end one here, it'll run to this second one in. Where are we? Yeah, second one in, and then I'll just run a second wire to that, which will then take that overflow and flap. So, got a mate, Rob's going to come and give us a hand. Rob Green's going to come and give us a hand, hopefully Wednesday. Sally be on hand as well. I think the way in which it's going to be done is I've got to get the wires up. I've left these centre poles slightly higher so that you get, because obviously there's going to be a dip in that middle centre. So I've left them slightly higher, slightly proud. And I'm going to tension that one up first, put the other wires over the top of it, and tension them up, and then I think basically we will have myself, I'll be on one side, Rob will be on the other. We'll have the net along the length. They've got to have been tied together, which I'll do tomorrow or Tuesday. Sally will be on this side with a couple of ropes, which I will position across the middle of the net, and then Sally can be on this side pulling it over and along the top of the wires, and myself and Rob holding tension on it and pulling it along the sides. I've made it so it's not too high, so that then obviously if it was really high, we'd have a right old Barry Crocker trying to sort it. So it should be good, and hopefully I can get this net on. Saw 2 bloody cormorants on the main lake yesterday, couldn't believe it. Poxy birds are already here. But yeah, I should keep you posted with it as we're getting on. I've still got more work to do yet. I've got more stuff to do on the trails while I'm here before the rain starts. Try and make some other areas sort of mud proof if I can. Then tomorrow I should go and get the wire. I've got a few calls in the morning to do. I'll go and get the wire, start getting them over and start getting them on and tensioned. Yeah, exciting times. Just get the bloody net on and stop having predation on my lake, which would be bloody great. All right, mate. I'll speak to you all later, guys. Bye bye. Well, yeah, as predicted, the rain came this morning, thick and fast. Actually, it's been pouring down since the early hours. I've got 2 wires up now. It's a bit of a procedure, especially on my Jack Jones. Trying to get enough tension on the wire and then slip it into the tensioner is a ball ache. But I'm getting it. I'll show you what I'm doing in a minute. I'm just trying to see if I've got a pair of adjustables here. It'll be easier to tighten up the tensioners. Anyway, I'll show you what's going on when I get back up there. All right, so here we go. It's the first 2. They just sort of brought through. I'm just going through putting all of these on at the moment, which are the strainers. And then obviously I tighten this through and it tensions that wire. It's got a fair old bit of tension on. Remember, it will sag with the weight of the net massively, so that's why last things I'll put one through the middle underneath the lot of them, and then have a big pole in that middle, and they're slightly higher, big pole in the middle to lift it up, and then tension it over the top of that, and that should be enough to keep the net up in the air. But yeah, it's doing the job. As I say, it ain't easy on your own, but I'll get there. Let's turn it off. Right, well, the main wires are across and they're all tensioned. I'm pretty happy with how it's gone, actually. I had one absolute mare with one of the wire sections just uncurling, but there's a load of tension on them. And they're all at their sort of 6 metre centres. I've just got to do, all I'm going to do, I'll show you. All I'm going to do now is put single strands from here to the centre one. And again at that end. And then I'll run the centre one right the way through the middle. And then when the boys are here on Wednesday, I shall go out. I've already cut a tree down and formed it into a spike. And I'll go out there and I'll just sort of measure up how high it needs to be. I'll put a tack on the top of it and then push the wire up and have it held up in the middle, and then that'll give that whole middle a supporting line. And with the other tension, it should be enough to support the net, I hope. And it should go across that quite easily. It's under good tension and there's no knots or anything in there. I've tied it off this end like so it can slide, the net can slide nicely up there. So hopefully this will be the end of cormorant woes on this lake, especially when I put the C1s in this year. That's going to be in the new year, but these C2s that are in here at the moment can stay safe anyway and not be chased around by some filthy pterodactyl creature. All right, catch you later. Okay, so got the centre strainer on. If you can see it through there, if it's gonna go through, yeah, you can start to see. So basically it's these 2 end poles, this pole here and the one down there are higher. And I'm going to have a stick which is going to be, you know, probably a foot or 2 higher than these at the moment. So it'll just lift it in that centre. Should look like a circus top. Yeah, it's going to do the bloody job. I know it. It should be great. All right, let's get these ends on and then I can bugger off. All right, job done. I've got these end ones on now as well. I'm just a little bit short, so I've just got to get a bit more over there. But they're all tensioned up and I'm pretty happy. I think it's going to do the job. It's going to be a bit of a baller getting the centre spike in, the centre one in. I'm going to have to bring my dry suit up, I think, to do that. But next job, I've got to join these nets together. They wouldn't do them. They wouldn't join them for me in the factory, unfortunately, because obviously they weigh 35 kilos per bag. So they said it would not be liftable, which is understandable. So I'm going to have to lay them out along here, find the edge on one and then connect it all up with this twine, which is the same stuff that I've used, the HDPE twisted twine, which is the stuff that I've used up on the top lake there for the predatoring. And then I've bought, oh, there is another one, bugger, and I bought them as well. They're going to be to spike the all around the net, all around the edges. And then again, ideally then what I will do is I'll have the net close to these poles, and I'll put some standoffs from the poles, and I'll put electric round where I can. And then, you know, this one's quite an easy one to sort, and it'll be safe as houses. I've then got to buy in about 400 or 500 metres of electric fencing to do the side of the river to try and avoid getting those bloody otters killing me fish this coming winter. Right, so, okay, job done. I'm going to bugger off. I've got my mate Simon coming down from, coming across from the east tomorrow. He's got to pick up some plaster that Andy Smith brought over for him because he couldn't get the same stuff here. So I'm going to meet him tomorrow afternoon up in Lesotho and maybe go and have some lunch. And hopefully get all of that net done first thing in the morning. And then Wednesday, bish bosh, I'll have the boys here and we'll get it sorted. All right, guys, I'll catch you. Bye-bye. Oh, here we are on a beautiful day at Fensmere Fish Farm. Absolutely pissing down. I've got Toby Keating over on Fensmere at the moment, doing it tough. It's fishing hard again. He's just messaged me to say, he gave me a voice message, say what had happened overnight in terms of fish movement, etc. And he said, you're probably looking out the window, or if you've gone up the farm, you're as hard as nails. And I just sent him back and said, it's nothing to do with being hard as nails, it's being a bell end. That's about it. That's what I am, a massive bell end. What the hell am I doing? Oh well, c'est la vie. Got to get these nets joined because we've got mates coming to help me tomorrow. Shut them down, I've got to do the rounds first. I've got mates coming to join me tomorrow to get all this done. Sally's coming up as well, so we've got 4 of us on it. Everything's looking good here still. So yeah, I've just got to get these nets joined. I'm supposed to be going up to Gure this afternoon to meet my good mate Simon Bletcher and Sandy's missus. I've got some plaster, some finish that Andy brought over that he needs for his Renault. So he's coming to pick that up and we're going to go and have a Chinese. So it's going to be a short one, but a short, wet one. All right, I'll try and get this video out tonight of what's been going on here. Yeah, we go from there. Catch you guys. Bye-bye. Well, as you can see, I'm in my old Aussie Akubra today because of the rain. It's a catastrophe. I need to get this net done, but I've just started to unwind one of them. The net's come as 150 by 100 foot. Let me get up here under the tree so the camera doesn't get sucked. They come as 150 by 100 foot, which is about 30 metres by just under 25 metres. And I thought, because Collins knew that I needed it to be joined along the 150 foot length, which is, you know, the 60 metre length. 30 metre length. They knew that I needed to join it along that length to get me the dimensions of my pond. I thought that it would be rolled up along its 100 foot length, whatever metres, and then rolled up along its 150. So I'd be able to roll it out along the length here, join it together, get the length and everything that I needed. Of course, I've not got a huge field at the farm here that I can just pull it all out and see what it is. And what it seems to have been done is folded from a corner. So I've pulled it out, and it's obviously a corner piece, which means I can't do it. There's no chance. There's no fucking way that I can pull out this freaking great net along this little area here and try and find the right edge to then be able to put the other one alongside it and join it. So I'm in a bit of a 2 and 8 as to what to do. I need this for tomorrow. I'm going to have to wait until the guys get here tomorrow, and hopefully I've got a bigger bit of field down here. At least it'll give us a bit more of an idea on dimensions. Can have someone holding one end, I can pull it out, we can measure along one side and I can get it right. Because if I put it together wrong here, and it'll just be a complete and utter debacle. So yeah, so what I had planned is now gone, and it's all gone to shit. So anyway, I thought I'd keep you updated, because I was hoping to be able to show you it all rolled up ready to rock and roll, but I can't. So that's it for today. I'll show you that you'll get this video come out tonight, and see what I've been up to here on the farm. And yeah, I'll catch you later, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking and subscribing to the channel. It makes a huge difference to us here. And please share it with your mates and other carp anglers, or people that aspire to owning lakes or fish farms, especially in France, but anywhere really. It just going through day-to-day life with a little bit of fishing thrown in. But you know, it's not a tutorial fishing one like a lot of them out there. It's just following a bit of a vlog and seeing what I'm up to when I go off to these different waters. And I've got another couple of weeks at Rainbow coming up in early December, so you'll get another one there from the mighty Bo. All right, guys, I'll catch you later. Thanks again. Bye bye.